Now, I don't know if this is gonna work, but today we're gonna try to play Black Ops 2 Zombies with randoms. Now, there's various maps we can choose from. I mean, as you can see, there's only 12 players in Mob of the Dead, 6 players in Nuketown, but there's 105 in Green Run, and most of those are playing Town, so that's the one that we're gonna try. It is literally 7 a.m. on a Friday morning, so are we going to be able to find a match? We literally got into a match instantly. I'm literally like fumbling, like I didn't know that I honestly wasn't expecting that to happen, but already up. My mind is literally blown right now. I didn't think we were gonna get into a match that fast, let alone get into a match, period. Now the true test is gonna be to see if these guys actually ready up. No, I think we were baited. One of the guys left, and these guys are, man, you know what? I'm gonna dip out of this lobby. Let's go ahead and look for another one. Is there any other lobbies alive? All right, we got M45CO and some split screeners. I can't even tell you the last time that I saw split screeners in a Call of Duty game. Oh my gosh, everyone ready now? We're about to get into a Public Zombies match in 2023. The fact that we're gonna be playing with split screeners literally takes me back to 2012. Oh my gosh. We're loading in. Yes, here we are. Everybody is here. M45CO and the 2 split screeners. Who is the... Okay, unfortunately, I'm not the host, but the host seems to have a good connection. Like, everybody seems to be at least 3 barring, which that's kind of like the golden rule. As long as you're 3 barring, you're fine. So I can tell you back in the day, no matter how good your internet was, it did not matter. You were never going to be 4 barring unless everybody had, like, gigabyte internet. This honestly just feels so unreal. Like, I don't know what to say. This is just seeing a full lobby, like, just full of randoms. It's so unreal. Man, that's one thing I love about the Town Reimagine mod on Black Ops 3 is the fact that you can actually access the bowling alley in that version of the map. I always wondered what this map would be like if we were able to access more of the areas. Like, what if we could go into, like, the laundromat? What if we could go into the bowling alley in this version of the map? If anything, I guarantee nobody would be training out in those areas. Everybody would probably go straight into the bowling alley. I mean, look, the door's right here. According to the little badge on the scoreboard, we're in the CIA, yet the CIA guys can't knock over some trash cans and get inside of the bowling alley. If I'm gonna be honest though, like, I was not expecting my idea for today's video to work. Like, originally I got on the game and I was like, you know what, if we can't get into a match with randoms, it's okay, I'll just go ahead and play a solo match. But I am just so happy that people are keeping this game alive. As most of you probably know at this point, when it comes to like my top 10 favorite games of all time, this is in my top 10. And that's not an easy list to get to because when it comes to my top 10, I don't have them like in a specific order. It's literally just my 10 favorite games of all time that are tied. I just have so many memories and so much nostalgia and love for this game in general. So the fact that 11 years after this game released, I can get online, still get into a match with people. Like, this dude literally has a Galil. It's round 3. What? Everybody's spinning the box already without me? This dude over here has got an Executioner. He switched back to the Colt. He's trying to hide it. I literally feel like a kid again. This is just, I'm trying not to cry right now. This is awesome. I promise, I'm not even sitting here trying to hype it up either. Like, this is just genuinely how this game makes me feel. Like, you know what? I'll take the monkeys. The monkeys are good. I'm on round 3. I don't need much else. But the emotions that this game makes me feel just genuinely can't even be described in words. It's a feeling of pure bliss, happiness, joy, nostalgia, just... I love it. Look at that. My team's like, they know what they're doing. They open up this door already. Everybody's already spinning the box. Nobody's opened up the bar yet. I'm gonna wait to open that up until the box moves in there because otherwise we really don't need that open for anything. And these guys might hate me, but I am gonna end up opening the bank because I like having speed cola. I know one of these guys would probably like to train back here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mess it up for everybody. I need my speed cola. I've said it before. Oh no, M45 Co. Oh no, he rage quit. As I said in the beginning of the video, M45 Co was the host of the game, which means that, yeah, he's the one that you literally got mad because you went down. What? If this was like 2012, 2013, maybe even 2014 when this game was still alive, then I'd understand that, you know, leave the match, it's early on, go get into another one. I mean, even then, I don't really understand it. I don't know why people leave the game just because they go down. Maybe it's out of embarrassment, but it's like, come on, man, this is 2023. There's literally like only a handful of lobbies alive in this game across zombies and multiplayer combined, and you're gonna leave? I literally only have a Colt and it's out of ammo, so I'm gonna throw a Monkey Bomb and hopefully the box will give me something actually worthwhile this time. One thing worth noting about these classic Call of Duty games is that once you have 4 players in your game, even if a player leaves, you're still gonna have, it's not actually 4 times the zombies, but it'll be equivalent to whatever the amount of zombies would be if there was 4 players in your game would be, even after the 4th player leaves. I hope that makes sense. It's like, it's always hard trying to explain how that works because there's tons of zombies players that think, oh yeah, once the 1 player leaves, you know, it's no big deal. It'll just go back to the smaller zombie count, right? But no, that's actually not how that works. I'm honestly not sure if they've changed that in Vanguard and Cold War. Obviously, I mean, it doesn't really matter as much in those games because those games are built differently in terms of like how the zombies mechanics work. That being said, I wouldn't know because I don't play those games co-op. Nowadays, I only play games by myself. Obviously, I do that out of choice though. I've said it many times at this point. I'm just really antisocial. I don't like playing games with people anymore. I like playing by myself. That's how I am. That being said, back in the day, I was actually at least somewhat social, so that's why, you know, I still like getting on these games like GTA 5, like Black Ops 2, like Minecraft, and playing online from time to time just because I already have so many like core memories from back in the day when I would play these games socially, when I would go online and play on the servers. Like, it was part of the experience, so that's why I like revisiting these games, and I still actually enjoy playing them online with other people. It's the same reason that I go back and play like literally any other Call of Duty, just because like, I mean, you know, the Call of Duty games, they're mainly built around their multiplayer experiences. Whether you're on the mic talking to people socially or you just choose to go into it solo, you're still technically playing multiplayer anyway. Like, that's just what Call of Duty is. And despite how antisocial I am, everybody that has even watched the channel for any amount of time knows I still love Call of Duty. I just choose to engage with the multiplayer aspects of it by myself. Y'all remember back in the day when they nerfed the hammer and some of the assault rifles and zombies and gave them a butt ton of recoil? To this day, I'll still never understand it. Zombies is a PvE mode. Why would you nerf anything in it? I mean, I understand in the newer games because like all the XP is tied to like one account. Like your XP and Battle Pass XP and zombies carries over to multiplayer, Warzone, and stuff like that. So, you know, there's kind of an incentive in Activision's wallet right there. So that kind of makes sense. But like all these older games, why did they ever nerf anything? And this person right here, the split screen player, they are a good sport. They went down, they let me revive them, and that was it. They didn't leave the game, they didn't rage. That's how every zombies player should be. At this point, now that I have Jug, normally I would just kind of go out and save up for perks, but for the sake of this video, I am saving up because I want to pack a bunch of my M1911. All morning, I have had an itching to play zombies, and for some reason, sometimes when I go to play zombies, I get a specific desire to use like a very specific weapon or a very specific variant of a weapon, and in this case, I've just been wanting to use the Mustang and Sally's all morning. Ever since I woke up, I was like, I want to get a Black Ops 2, I want to go in town specifically, I want to use the Mustang and Sally's, but I forced myself to wait until I can record this video for you guys. A lot of you guys have subscribed lately, specifically for my zombies content, so, you know, I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and make a zombies video for them today. Originally, I had another game in mind that I was going to make a video on, but after I woke up and had that itch for zombies, I knew I had to do it, but don't worry, that other video that I was going to make originally is going to be coming out tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that. That one's, it's definitely a pretty nostalgic one, and I just realized how old I'm gonna feel when I make that video because, you know, when I think of that game, I still consider it to be one of the newer games in that franchise, but technically speaking, it's already 10 years old, and I just... oh my gosh. This may sound really weird when I say it out loud, but I have a lot of nostalgia for the M1911 and zombies, specifically the Black Ops 2 version. I'm not sure why, there's just something about it. Even though I'm doing no damage to the zombies right now, there's something about shooting this gun, running around with it, the reload, and like literally every aspect of this gun is just super nostalgic to me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just have a lot of nostalgia for Black Ops 2 as is, but there's something about the 1911 and Black Ops 2 specifically, I love it. You would think that I would have the most nostalgia for the World at War version because that was my first Call of Duty, but for some reason it's the Black Ops 2 version in particular. Anyways, with that being said, we are going on to round 9 and I have enough to pack a bunch, so come on Mustang and Sally's. I have had an itch to use these things all morning, and here we are, the Mustang and Sally. Oh my gosh, I was talking about it in my last Call of Duty Zombies video, but man, it's just, they're so good. So much nostalgia for these weapons right here, and honestly, even nostalgia aside, these things are just so satisfying to use. You just shoot them once, the zombies are nothing but ash, smoke, and mist. Obviously, for some reason, there's no PhD on Transit or any of like the Transit submaps like Town, Bus Depot, or Farm, which still really doesn't make any sense to me. The only time that we saw PhD in any physical form in Black Ops 2 was in Grief, on like the Mob of the Dead cell block map. And then obviously we had that nice little troll on Diarize, the map where between Transit and the sub maps and Diarize, those two maps would have been literally perfect for PhD, and the only time that we saw PhD on either of those maps was a troll. Jimmy Zalentia was something else, man. Oh yeah, and then the only time that we actually got PhD was on Origins, on the map where you literally did not need PhD for anything aside from maybe the Panzer's flamethrower, maybe. Oh yeah, and then there was like that perma perk on Buried, but yeah, like you don't need it there either. At least we finally got like a banana colada with like PhD hybrid in Cold War. And if you don't know what banana colada is, then you just simply weren't around in the zombies community around Black Ops 3. But basically the the PhD that you find in Cold War is a hybrid between what Banana Colada was supposed to be and what PhD was originally. Oh no, I went down. No, somebody help me, please. I'm sorry, I'll cover you. I have a Mustang and Sally. I promise I will cover you. Please, somebody just revive me. I will cover you. All right, we're all good. I'm back up. I'm gonna have to rebuy my perks, man. Man, that sucks. I wasn't planning to go down already, but again, that's one of the things with the Mustang and Sally's. As satisfying as they are and as fun as they are to use, they're a risk to use on these maps. There is not a single map outside of Cell Block that has a Pack-a-Punch where you're able to use the Mustang and Sally's and PhD in tandem. It is only on Cell Block Reef, and obviously that's not very useful for any of the survival maps. That being said, it's totally worth the risk in my mind. I love these weapons too much to not use them. I'll take a couple extra downs if it means I can use my babies. I guess I'll just have to camp out here for a bit. Oh man, look at the Mustang and Sally's up here. Like, something about the lighting up here. Oh, that is so clean. No, the zombies are getting close. Okay, you know what? I don't want to have to go back to using my hammer, but these Mustang and Sally's are getting really risky. That was another thing I was thinking about this morning. I was like, man, I get these like fantasies in my head about getting into a zombies map, getting the weapon I want, getting to a high round with them, but then I always have to slow myself down and think realistically, like, okay, if I actually go ahead and get the Mustang and Sally's, what, like, realistically speaking, how long am I actually gonna last before I go down, or before I go down multiple times, or before I go down once and then I get myself down again before I can get revived or repurchase quick revive? That's one of the reasons I love zombies, though. You never truly know until you get on and just go for it. See what round you get to, just to have a fun time. A lot of people dunk on the War Machine, myself included, but honestly, that weapon is just a lesser version of the Mustang and Sally's. Instead of having, you know, two powerful, like, grenade pistols, instead you just have one contact grenade launcher. Honestly, I feel like that was Treyarch's intention for everybody to get the War Machine, realize how doo-doo it is, but then Pack-a-Punch it and be like, oh, this weapon's actually really good. But unfortunately, most people only know, or, you know, only have that bad experience of getting it out of the box, like, oh, the War Machine. But honestly, if you Pack-a-Punch that thing, especially on a map like Origins, for example, where you can get PhD, it's actually a pretty good weapon. It's always been such a cool concept to me too, because for some reason I'm kind of, I don't know, I really like grenade launchers. I just always thought that grenade launchers were really cool, and the fact that we like finally had one in Black Ops 2, I used it any chance that I could, especially on Origins. Anytime I could get PhD and then Pack-a-Punch the War Machine, I gladly took that War Machine and I put on PhD and I had a blast with that thing. It sucks that the only reliable grenade launcher that we have in Modern Zombies would be in Cold War with like that pump action one, and yeah, you know, that weapon's okay, I guess. I mean, if you get PhD, it's still somewhat reliable, but yeah, I don't know. If we could get like an actual War Machine that's just like an actual contact grenade launcher out of the box, I feel like people wouldn't dunk on it as much. I'm a team player. I don't have any other perks yet, but I'm still gonna purchase Quick Revive anyway. Every time I play co-op, I always go Jug and then Quick Revive, and then I go ahead and get like double tap and speed cola. I don't know. I'm a team player. The way I see it, the more teammates you have alive, the higher your chances are of survival. But yeah, now we just kind of get to live out the fantasy of just, you know, training around in circles, blowing up zombies with the Mustang and Sally, and yeah, honestly, ever since I woke up this morning, this was all I wanted to do. So now I can truthfully say that I'm happy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab double tap. Obviously, it won't improve my damage like it would for any other weapon, but I mean, hey, it'll let me fire these things a bit faster, so why not? Knowing me, though, it's probably only gonna get me closer to my grave. These guys are actually pretty decent. I mean, obviously, this game hasn't been my best ever since I already went down, but like, the one dude doesn't even have it down yet. The other dude only has one down. Nobody else has rage quitted. So yeah, you know what? These guys are actually pretty good. I know I do this in a lot of my videos, but let's go ahead and take a minute to appreciate the Mustang and Sally. I'm just gonna spam it at the floor and let this thing go crazy. It's so beautiful. As I've said many times before, the way I see it in my head, in a zombies game, you know, you can get Jug, you can get your Pack-a-Punch weapon, but you're not truly set up until you have all four of the original perks: Jug, Quick Revive, Double Tap, and Speed Cola. So that being said, I'm going to toss a monkey, fire off one more shot. There we go. Now we definitely have enough money for it. And just like that, we are completely set up. We have Jug, Quick Revive, Double Tap, Speed Cola, and we have the beautiful Mustang and Sally. Oh, with that Speed Cola reload, man, it is so good. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of ammo in my Mustang and Sally, so, you know, now I'm just using, oh, perfect timing. There's a max ammo, the clean Speed Cola reload coming in clutch. And just like that, we are now on to round 15. I've been playing for a little while now. I've had a lot of fun, but I think that is where I'm gonna call that. I'm just gonna go ahead and stand in the corner and do a bit of a last stand. Just quitting out of the match doesn't feel right, so, you know, thankfully I'm not the host, so if I leave, it's not gonna mess up their game. I'm gonna stand in the corner, have a final last stand, and that's gonna be that. Gonna come right over here in the corner, the iconic trading spot, just gotta do what I must. These zombies would never take me alive, and just like that, I am down. It's been a great time, guys. Thank you for playing with me. I didn't even know that I was gonna fight find anybody today, but I'm so happy that I did. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out and thank you to my patrons in the $1 tier, and an even bigger thank you and shout out to my patrons in the $5 Big Baller tier, Mellow Lusking and Big Daddy Matty, and the biggest thank you and shout out of all to the G tier patrons. They pay $10 a month. Riding Revengeance and Lil Cheese Girl, you guys are absolute legends. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.